welcome to what I am calling Shark Tank Season 14 Extravaganza. Yay! I don't have any champagne glasses, so this is what we're doing, guys. It's fine. This isn't even champagne, so whatever. It's Prosecco. Cheers! Welcome back to the Max Reality. If you've seen my face before, then you know the deal. But if you're new here, I love talking all things reality TV, but especially the show Shark Tank. And this past season, season 14, I did recap videos for every single episode. But on top of that, something else I was doing that nobody knew about was I have been keeping a spreadsheet with different information that I just wanted to know after the season ended. And I am finally ready to share my findings with all of y'all. I track different things like all the different companies' lifetime sales, companies' valuations, their asks, what offer they ended up getting, what shark it was with, what sharks even made offers on companies, and we're gonna break it all down. And at the end of it all, I'm gonna go through some of my own personal awards that I'll be giving out to different companies. I have a few disclaimers I wanna roll through before we start. Number one is that my dog is in here with me, so you may hear him hopping down from his chair or panting or doing whatever he likes to do. So please ignore that. He is my angel. He's my baby. I'm not gonna kick him out of my office because we're here by ourselves right now. He doesn't want to be alone. The next disclaimer is for lifetime sales for each of the companies. I did my best to figure out what the lifetime sales for each company were, but sometimes they flat out don't say it. Sometimes they'll say it, but you have to parse out what the total sales are because either they'll give it in a running scale or they'll be vague about how much they've sold. So some of the lifetime sales aren't guaranteed to be 100% accurate. I can't guarantee that. I did my best. If they would state it like they state everything else, I even, in my spreadsheet, which also I will be sharing all my spreadsheet, all my information. It will be in a link in my linktree. So if you go to look at that yourself, you'll see in lifetime sales, some things will be italicized. Those are the ones that I'm like, I did my best, but I can't promise you. There's a note at the bottom explaining that. And my last disclaimer for the episode is the number of offers. The way I did it was kind of weird, I think, in retrospect, but it's too late to go back and change all of it now because I'd have to rewatch the episodes. But I counted the number of offers as literally number of offers. So say, for example, Lori made an offer on her own to a business. Then other sharks start making offers, and then Lori and Robert decide that they're going to make an offer together. I would count that as an offer separate from Lori's original offer, and I still haven't decided if I like that I did that or not, but it made some of the numbers of adding things up kind of tricky in the end, and so there's a little bit of funkiness there in my opinion, but if you know that, it's good to know. So let's get on with the episode now that all the disclaimers are done. So let's start breaking down the main numbers. This season, there were 87 different pitches. Usually it's an even number because usually every episode has 4 pitches. But this season, episode 1 that they did live, they only did 3 pitches in because they were trying to make sure they got it done in the live time frame. Episode 1 is also the only one I didn't recap because it made me angry and we're not even going to talk about it right now. Out of the 87 pitches, 62 of them made a deal with the Sharks, which I just think is incredible. I did not think it was going to be that high, but, that's a 71%, and C's get degrees. I'm not going to argue with it. The first thing we're going to talk about is the highest and lowest asks of the season. I did this based on the valuation of what their ask was. The highest, we actually had a tie. It was Cabinet Health and Audio. Both of their asks equaled a $20 million valuation. Cabinet Health's was $500,000 for 2.5%, and Audio asked for $1 million for 5%. Just mind-blowing still. The lowest asked based on valuation was Copy Keyboard at $160,000. Their ask was $40,000 for 25%. Very, very different. Copy Keyboard didn't make a deal and neither did Audio, but Cabinet Health did. So who's to say you shouldn't shoot for the stars? I'm just saying it. I hate these. I hate the asks this season. Some of them made me... I can't get into that right now. So from what I just said, we know that the company that had the highest ask-based valuation that actually got a deal was Cabinet Health. The lowest was Tucky. They asked for $70,000 for 30%, putting them around $233,000 as the valuation, and they got a deal with Damon. While Tucky wasn't the lowest amount of money or valuation asked for at all, I do think it's interesting to see the variety of the highest to the lowest that got deals, because I know, like the founder of Anytong said, he had a quote where he said something like, you know, I can't come in here and ask for like $250,000 for 5%. I don't even remember I should put the clip in here. If I can find the clip again, I'm going to put his little clip of what he said here. Editing Morgan here. So I went back and rewatched the Anytong's pitch, trying to find the quote, and I was definitely wrong. It was not Togue who said that. And honestly, I really don't remember who said it. I think it was the Collars & Co. guy, but I don't have access to the episode that he was on because Hulu takes them off super duper fast. But I think it was him. I could be wrong though. I think I was confusing Togue's speech about grind culture with that quote because they kind of have similar vibes, for lack of a better word. But yeah, it was not him who said that. Don't know who it is. If you remember, let me know in the comments. But I don't have the clip for y'all because I don't know who said it. But I just feel like from the numbers that I got, it's obvious it's not true. It just really depends on your product, the business, all of that, to what kind of deal you make. And I don't think people really understand that. I feel like a lot of people this season kept feeling like they had to make these incredibly high offers. And I don't know why. I would love to hear from people who are on the show why they felt the need to make these high offers, even if it did not make sense with their sales or anything. Because I feel like it was super common this season. I don't even feel it. I know it. I have the numbers. In the same vein of all of that, the most amount of money that was asked for was from Audio with that $1 million. I will never recover from the shock I felt hearing that man ask for $1 million. The least amount of money asked for was Iris for $25,000. Out of the different companies that ended up making a deal with the Sharks, the one that had the highest lifetime sales was Jicama Foods at $16,500,000. The lowest amount of lifetime sales that got a deal was Anytong's, who I just mentioned a minute ago, who had $7,000 in lifetime sales. Again, the variety with which these deals were made was really interesting to me. I did not think we'd get such low numbers, because I kind of didn't remember some of these people anyway. I felt like in my heart, most of the low offers, low money, didn't end up making a lot of deals. I knew Iris did because it was the last pitch, or it was one of the last pitches of the season, but I kind of forgot about, I forgot Anytong's made a deal. In my mind, they hadn't. So I was surprised to see, Anytong's, Tucky, not really surprised about Tucky, but you get what I'm saying. It was more people than I thought. The range was bigger than I assumed. I definitely thought everybody was going to be more in the mid to high range. So, speaking of popular asks from the entrepreneurs, the ask that got the most offers was $250,000 for 5%, which got about 17 offers. So, it's time to get into the Sharks. I split it up by individual deals made, and then I added in group deals to get us a little flavor of different numbers. The main shark who made the most deals individually was Mark at 9 deals, and the shark who made the least deals individually was Kevin at 4. The main shark, though, who made the most deals, including group deals, was still Mark at 19. That means he did 9 individual offers and then 10 group offers. That is just, I was already pretty sure he was going to be the shark with the most deals, but it was crazy to actually see that number. The shark who made the least deals, including group deals, was Damon at 6, which I also wasn't surprised about. I thought it'd be him or Robert, because they both have not been on this season as much as the other sharks, and even when they have been, I haven't seen them making a lot of offers or deals. So I wasn't really surprised by that at all. Once I started breaking all that down, I had to know which shark made the most types of pairings, meaning like if Kevin made a deal with Mark, Robert, and Damon, that'd be 3 types of pairings. So the shark with the widest variety of pairings for deals was Lori. She partnered with 7 different people, and technically it's 6 different people, but I am including the one full tank deal where all 5 sharks invested as its own thing. I've been in all my numbers and everything calling it the full tank deal. So 6 different people, and then the full tank group offer. Those people were the full tank deal: Daniel Lubinsky, Gwyneth Paltrow, Kevin, Mark, Peter Jones, and Robert. Something that I thought was interesting was out of all the main sharks, they all did some form of group deal or partner deal. Damon, the only one he did was that full tank deal, but that still counts. However, our 2 guest sharks, Emma and Kendra, both didn't do any group deals. They were flying solo this season. Speaking of our guest sharks, the guest shark that made the most deals individually and including group deals was Daniel Lubinsky at 3 deals when you include group deals. And our shark that did the least when you include group deals was Kendra at 1. Now let's get into offers. I already knew the answer to this. I didn't need a spreadsheet to be able to tell you this. But the shark that made the most offers this season was Kevin at 36. That is 41% of the pitches. 36. The people below him are Lori and Mark, and they are tied for 23. Kevin just will offer on anything. I swear, Kevin is just like, please, 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 please. It's like almost kind of like sad. A little desperate. Out of the main sharks, the one who had the least amount of offers was Damon, who only made 11 offers this season. For our guest sharks, Daniel Lubinsky was our winner of offers at 6, and Kendra's offers 1. That means Kendra made 1 offer and made 1 deal. That means the one company she was like, yep, I'll invest in, she got, which honestly, good for her. Makes me kind of be like, why are you on the show if you make 1 offer? She might have only been on 1 episode. If she was only on 1 episode, I'll let that slide. I didn't count how many episodes each of the guest sharks were in. I did add that to my list for next year. But if she was in 1 episode, I'll let her slide with that. But if she was even in 2 episodes and she only made 1 offer, I don't know. I don't like it. This is another stat I could have just told you without ever keeping a giant spreadsheet like this. But the group or pairing that made the most offers together was Lori and Mark at 8 offers. That's why I call them the dream team. They love partnering together. I knew they would be the group that made the most offers together because that makes sense. Literally nobody matches it. The next ones below it are Barbara and Mark, Barbara and Robert, and Lori and Robert, and all those are 2. So Lori and Mark, unmatched. They are the duo. They are. Me and my bestie are the same like a synonym. Editing Morgan back again. I didn't think to talk about the group that made the most deals on their offers because I felt like it was kind of obvious with how big the difference is. But I thought it'd still be fun to show y'all the numbers so you could really see the difference. Like, Lori and Mark made 75% of the deals that they made offers on, and just look at everything else. I also just think it's really funny that a lot of the groups only did 1 offer and made that deal together, but still, just look at these numbers. They're hilarious. And that's really all my, hard facts and numbers that I have for y'all. There are multiple things that I definitely want to keep track of that I didn't this season. Number 1, I want to do a little bit of a better job maybe breaking down the offers. Let me know what y'all think. I really don't know if my decision to make offers that were in a group after an individual offer, my example from the beginning being Lori makes an offer and then she decides to later on in that same pitch make an offer with someone like Robert or Mark and making that count as 2 offers. Do we like that? Do we not like that? I need other people's opinions on this because I've been going back and forth on it for way too long. Another thing I want to track is highest valuation of an accepted offer. In general, I didn't do a great job of documenting what the offers were that were accepted. I just kind of wrote what they were. I feel like there's a better way to graph it out. It just got really confusing once it was like a royalty deal was involved or any other weird little thing they add on. So I need a way to kind of parse that out so then I can give you like what I just said, the highest valuation of an offer that was accepted. Another thing that I want to make sure I'm taking note of, which I already talked about a minute ago, is how many episodes each guest shark are in, because then I think we can have more fun with like percentages of offers, because I think that'll be more telling, because some of those guest sharks come on and it's like 5 or 6 episodes, and then some will get 2, and so it's not really fair to say, like, Daniel Lubinsky made the most offers, because I think he was on the most episodes. I could be wrong about that again, because I didn't document it, but I feel like I said this man's name a lot during recaps this season. That might just be my imagination, but I just feel like we saw him a lot. Now that we've done the facts, the figures, the numbers, it is time to get into my own personal thoughts, feelings, awards, everything. Let's go. I have tried a plethora of products from this season. This is probably the most products I've tried while the season was going on. They've either been sent to me, I wanted to make a review video, or I just really wanted to try them. Sometimes those last two are can be the same. Anyway, I am now going to let y'all know every single product I tried from this season. They're in the order in which they pitched, because that was the easiest way to make sure I didn't miss anybody. Number 1 is the Woobles. They sent me a kit. It was so much fun to do. I had a great time. Wondery Wine, based out of Dallas. I just got to try it a weekend or 2 ago. I can't remember exactly. I only got 1 bottle, the peach flavor, but it was delicious. I meant to stop somewhere while I was in Texas and grab more. That way I didn't have to pay for shipping from their website. And plus, the Target that we went to had so many of their flavors. I was like, I gotta go back before I leave. And then I promptly forgot. Next up is Wild Wonder. I bought that one because it sounded delicious, and it was delicious. On a similar note, Frescos Naturales, my most recent review video. I bought that one because I love a fun drink. I've talked about it multiple times on TikTok. I love a fun drink, and it sounded delicious, and it was delicious. Next up, Burlap and Barrel. They sent me some different spices. I have not gotten to try them yet, but y'all know y'all will be getting a review video. I've been getting some recipes together and thinking about exactly how I want to do the video, but it's coming. Dapper Boy, I technically have not tried yet, but I wanted to include them because they are in talks of sending me something. So after they do, I'll be back with a review video. So technically, I haven't tried it, but it's right there. It's coming down the pipeline. See the Way I See, I bought a sweatshirt from them. Y'all haven't seen it yet because I gave it to my mom to get the embroidery done. If you watched my videos and saw the recap of that video, you knew I wanted to get one of the sweatshirts and get a saying my grandma used to say to me embroidered in the sleeve. So my mom has that, so our family friend can embroider that for me because she's a saint. And then next up, You Go Natural. That's gonna be a video. I have it. I have one. It's great quality. I don't even know what to say, honestly. I put ... in my notes. I should have left it at ... Next up, Tucky. Haven't gotten to try that one yet either. It came in the mail very recently, and I haven't had the opportunity to wear it yet. But again, that one I definitely bought, mostly because I wanted to review it, but also because that is the style of shirt. I love, like, the little tucked-in shirt look, and I hate the feeling of it. So, I did put it around my waist. It feels really nice. I haven't gotten to, like, really actually wear it as a crop top or wear it, like, to make my shirt look tucked in. But it didn't feel really restrictive. I wasn't wearing it super long. I just wore it around the house for a minute to get the feel. And I did tuck my shirt up into it, so I guess I kind of got the idea. But I haven't really gotten to, like, test it out yet. But y'all know I'll be back. I'll be back when I do. For our first category of awards, there are 5 beautiful winners in this category. And the category is Wildest Pitches. The pitches that just made us go, Uh-huh? Excuse me? You're doing what now? To who? To where? Why? When? Hello? Coming in at number 5, I have to give it to Pizza Pack. They had to be the first pitch to pitch on live Shark Tank. And that's pretty wild to me. That seems scary. That was wild. It was a wild moment for all of us watching a live pitch on Shark Tank. So they get the number 5 spot. Number 4 is Collars & Co. because that pitch just went so far off the rails for me. It went so far left. And that kid still got a deal. And his company is doing well. He was in a Shark Tank update this same season and is doing great. And that's baffling to me. That made me go. When he got a deal, I was lost. I had no words. Number 3 is Long Table for their aerial silks artist and then having David Schwimmer serve people waffles. When the aerial silks artist came down while they're pitching pancake mix, I already was like, this is one of the more wild pitches I've ever seen. And then David Schwimmer comes out, and you're just... that pitch was so funny. Oh, that was a good one. Oh. Coming in number 2 is Iris for getting a full tank deal. Even though I feel like the idea is very subpar and they didn't deserve a full tank deal, a full tank deal is very wild nonetheless. So they get the number 2 spot. And in first place, getting that prize gold medal is Parting Stones. When Kevin's holding the stones and is like, is this Gramps? And dude's just like, yup. And all the sharks just have this moment of, that was so, my partner and I, when we were watching the show, paused it for almost 10 minutes because we were laughing and uncomfortable and just didn't know how to process what was happening. I couldn't imagine having to be a shark live in that moment. I was so glad I had the ability to pause it and process what was happening on my screen because is that Gramps? So congratulations, Parting Stone, for getting the wildest pitch of season 14. Next up, we have the worst pitches of the season. I was trying to do the different awards in categories of 5, but I only had 3 companies that I really felt deserved to be in the worst. So here they are. In number 3, we have Audio, because he gave the world's most ridiculous ask and still got an offer. He didn't leave with a deal, but he still got an offer when he asked for $1 million for his little GPS podcast app. That's not exactly right, but that's good enough for how much I'm going to describe it right now. If you really want to know, go get the recap video, because $1 million? And because the other thing about it is he had all these other investors like NPR and stuff like that. It's like, don't come on Shark Tank. That's not what this show's for, in my personal opinion. Worst pitch. Third worst pitch. Bad time. Shame on you. Number 2 is Gia. That lady was offered exactly what she came in asking for and turned it down for a reason that I still don't quite comprehend, because... Editing Morgan, hopefully back for the last time. When I was rewatching this, I made the realization that technically she didn't turn it down. Technically, Robert took it away because she wanted to hear more offers after he offered her exactly what she asked for, and the only person left was Kevin, who obviously was not going to give her what she asked for because he never does that. So in my book, that's practically turning it down because she knew. I mean, it's whatever. It's semantics at this point, but I just am the person I am, so I had to clarify. I mean, I know at the end of the day, it was probably because she was really just on the show for marketing, and good for her. Her stuff was like all over Instagram and TikTok for a hot minute. Maybe it still is. Maybe it's just gone away from my stuff because I'm removed from the episode more. Maybe it just populated because I was Googling about it for this. But still, it just made me so mad. And I got so many comments from people in videos being like, well, she didn't have to, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I get that, but like, why come up with an offer that you're willing to give and then just not take it when it's accepted? I mean, unless she, and she could have said this. She could have been like, I just don't think you're a good partner, Robert. But I don't really feel like she gave any feasible explanation. She was just like, no. I hated that pitch. That pitch made me so angry, I almost didn't make a video about it. And coming in at our number 1 worst pitch of the season, influencers in the wild. This man comes into the tank saying, I'm a huge fan. I've watched every episode. Love Shark Tank. And then proceeds to say, I don't know why I made that ask. I made the numbers up. But I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know whether he's lying about having watched the show or if he's just that ridiculous. I literally, it broke my brain, and it's breaking my brain again to think about it, because come up with something. Come up with some reason that you asked for that amount of money at that valuation. That's like basic Shark Tank 101. It could be a bad answer. I would rather have a bad answer than no answer at all. At least give a little thought. Give it at least maybe 10 minutes. Even if it's while you're walking up there. Come up with something. It could be a lie. You can lie. Just say something. So yes, influencers in the wild, congratulations on winning worst pitch of the season. Yay. And now for the best and final category of the night, we have my personal favorite pitches of the season. Coming in number 5, we have Humviewer. It was just such a wholesome pitch. The whole time I was watching it, I was smiling. I loved their idea. I just thought it was a very old school Shark Tank pitch. It made me feel like I was watching an episode from a couple seasons back. It was just so good, and their low offer of $75,000 for 10%. It was just such a good throwback. It felt like a great throwback moment. Coming in number 4, we have Copy Keyboard. This man might not left with a deal, but he left with my heart. Nobody had as much energy as this man had when he was pitching. It was giving OxyClean commercials. It was just so hype, and he was on his stuff. He loved his product, and I loved watching him. It was great, and that's why it gets my number 4 spot. Coming in 3rd place is Expedition Sub-Sahara. I loved her business model. I love the fact that she seems to really care about what she's doing and the business she wants to build and grow, and I got really mad that no one made her an offer. I just feel like there were so many more ridiculous things they ended up saying yes to, and I don't really understand why no one wanted to get in on this. I'm not an investor. I don't have a lot of money, but compared to some things that got deals this season, I just don't get why she didn't. Again, she just really seems to have a good idea of exactly what she wants to do and how to do it, and we don't always see that in the tank. And I feel like it was underappreciated, but not for me, and that's why she's number 3. Coming in 2nd place is Youthphoria, because watching that girl negotiate was a breath of fresh air. Even all the sharks talked about how great she was at negotiating. She knew her stuff, and she was ready to go. No stumbling, no stuttering, no anything. She had it together, and it was so refreshing to watch that. I don't feel like we always get that, and it was great to see somebody do it. And coming in at number 1, that gold-coveted spot, Morgan's favorite pitch of the season is Stealth Bros & Co. I love the message, I love the founder, I love the name, I just love everything about it. I follow Braxton on TikTok now, and there was just nobody more deserving of a deal, and I just really hope they're doing well and that they continue to thrive, because that pitch was it was fantastic. Just everything about it, no notes. I loved it. I love it. I think it's a great product, like I said, a great mission, just overall, 100% Fantastic. Congratulations, Stealth Bros & Co. for getting this year's Morgan's Best Pitch of the Season. And that wraps up Season 14. Thank you to everybody who watched my recap videos, who gave me any positive feedback. I love making them. I love Shark Tank. I have said a couple times that I do want to branch out more into other shows and also getting more into product reviews, which still aligns with Shark Tank, but is something a little different for me to do. So thank y'all all for joining me on this journey. I definitely want to hear your opinions of your favorite pitches, your least favorite pitches, what you want to see next year for Shark Tank Season 15 Extravaganza. What different things should I track? What new categories should I make that can go into the wildest, worst, and personal favorites? I feel like I need more categories, but I don't know, I couldn't really think of any more. So let me know what y'all want to see next year, all below in the comments, and until then, I'll see you next time.